Hi there, Jennifer Clough. Sunny in the rainforest today, lots of light in the house. So hopefully these books won't reflect too much on the camera. I think they will. Anyway, the question was, on Galway Flute Chat today, someone asking about which is better to get, the Gilbert Legacy book or the Cheryl Cohen Bel Canto flute, the Rampal School. Now, what I'm just going to quickly explain is the two books are completely different in one way. The Cheryl Cohen book basically walks through everything that Rampal taught her, and 90% of it is about articulation. So it's specific to an advanced flute player's articulation studies. Rampal's genius of articulation had to do with using breath pulse to enliven and bounce the articulation. And so he would hoo or coo through an entire study long before adding to, which is what the intermediate or novice player would do to a study when they first read it. So what Cohen has done is she has printed out vast quantities of etudes with beautiful editing. All the slurs and markings and everything in it is absolutely, they're beautiful copies. It includes the entire J.S. Bach Partita in A minor, the C.P.E. Bach unaccompanied A minor, plus Telemann Fantasias, Handel Sonata. She's got slow movements for warming up on and for, centering the tone. But when she goes into articulation, she gives specific instructions for every single etude. So every etude you're pointed towards, what is it that I need to achieve in this etude? What are the common pitfalls of this etude? So for a lifetime of actual etudes for the advanced player that you will never tire of, because she's picked the most beautiful ones. The Bel Canto School, so for advanced players, not for intermediates who are going to have a heck of a time with the difficulty level of 90% of the etudes. All right, so that's a must-have for advanced players. For all players, the Gilbert Legacy is a how-to book. Jeffrey Gilbert's student, Angelita Floyd, took photographs of him. So he shows his breathing exercises. He shows, sorry about the light flickers every time I change. He shows his embouchure pictures, okay? He shows his hand position. And every single thing is covered. Problems with tonguing noise, endings, releases, final notes, general problems of tonguing. Plus, he's got everything, what marcato markings mean, how to get tone color and vibrato, and everything has, here's designing a warm-up. Everything has verbal explanation or text explanation, followed by diagrams, samples of music, extracts of orchestral excerpts. For the intermediate to advanced player, this is all of his teachings as much as possible she was able to copy down. So question, should I get one or the other? I would get both. Get this one first for Christmas, or get your rich relatives to buy you a $50 book. It's probably $46 or something. And then the Cheryl Cohen, buy that for yourself for Christmas. So you're already talking about next year's Christmas, eh? Now, for those who don't either have as much money or are not advanced enough to need those books yet, my favorite books, the $11 or $12 The Physical Flute by Fiona Wilkinson, and all of these books and links to where you can buy them, because they're sometimes available at lots of places and sometimes available at only one place. Try Flute World first, obviously, if you're in the United States, or Just Flutes if you're in the United Kingdom. The Physical Flute, it's carried now by everybody. Suddenly it's being discovered. It has a self-discovery mode. It doesn't tell you how, but it puts you, the text that is given puts you in the state where how to do it becomes suddenly easy for you. Here's an example. Keeping the soft high register in tune. These are discovery exercises. They have everything from warming up, and I love, her warm-ups are brilliant, to diagrams of, like this, for example, is the depth of the harmonic content in the sound. Overblowing harmonics, beautiful scale interval warm-ups. That one's called Achieving a Consistent Embouchure. This book is fantastic. Anyone who's intermediate or above should definitely find that they want to use this book all the time. It just releases you. It physically releases you because it gives you the right mental triggers to let go of tension while you're playing. And Fiona Wilkinson, she had a massive car accident where her back was almost, impossible to play the flute because of the way her back was injured. So she had to reteach herself to play without any tension at all. And believe me, if you're only going to buy one book and it's under $15, like $12, $13, get the physical flute. It will start you off on the right campaign, and then for correcting up whatever you don't know about the Gilbert legacy, and then finally, when you need a ton of music and you want to be reminded of pointers, you can get the Rampal School by Cheryl Cohen, the Bell Canto book, and that will finesse all the other skills you developed. Finally, for those who are self-teaching, because they live way out in the boondocks, like I do, way out in the boondocks, and you need something that has sound, the Vernon Hill Flute Player's book with demonstration CD has a CD in the back where he demonstrates, I think it's something like 64 different actual skills on the flute. Articulations, attacks, ends of notes, and note groupings. He has charts, he has practice charts. His advice is really, really practical for the intermediate student. And so if you need an advice book, but you need to hear it, which I think we all do, we need to hear it, and that's why you need a teacher. But until those lessons start with the teacher, you can have the CD for the Vernon Hill book. So that's a $40 book as well. But like I said, get your rich grandmother or your rich friends to buy you one book a year if you're really poor. If you're exceptionally poor with no rich relatives, try interlibrary loan, use WorldCat Library and locate a copy, and then order it into your own public library. I did that for years, and that way you will either fall in love with the book or not, or learn from it or not, and you can decide whether you want to buy it. Okay, so lots and lots of books listed at jenniferclough.com/reading, R-E-A-D-I-N-G, and if you go back to the beginning of this video, you'll see it on the titles. So you can go to my reading list and then just click on the title of the book, and you'll instantly be transported to a place where you can buy the book. Now, most of us aren't rich, and most of us need to practice a lot more. So just get one book and then work your way through it, and you will then discover that you need the other books. But it's really hard to say which one to get first and which one will benefit you the most. But the Cheryl Cohen, which was the original question, has about, I would say, over 100 pages of etudes in it. So it substitutes as buying about 6 other etude books for the advanced player, whereas all the other books have explanations on how to, which are less music, more text. So there you go. I hope that helps, and have a wonderful day. Here we are in the sunshine. See you. Bye.